What's up, chats? How we doing on this beautiful BTL Tuesday, Dinger Tuesday, if you will? BTL episode 449 piece. As always, hold the fry. Joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon. Presented by Pickett Sports. If you guys aren't tracking on Pickett, what are you waiting for? Hurry the fuck up. Download it. It takes 3 seconds to get set up. Use promo code Javon and start tracking our bets. See what the heck the squad is on Prize Picks. Check out my straight bets. All right, if you follow me on Pickett, you saw that I had the Dodgers live plus 2.5 last night because I know how bullshit our bullpen is. And that smacked. All right, so we didn't get the Dodgers first 5 minus 1.5 because that was the worst bet on earth. But at least we got some back with that live wager. And if you follow me on Pickett, you got the notif. All right, guys, lock the fuck in. Follow us on Pickett. Go check it out. Javon, another squad ride W. Things might be looking up. Goats are muted, as usual. And that's okay.
Back.
It's okay to be muted sometimes. It happens.
Sometimes it just has to be done. But shout out to Jays for respecting some coin for once.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Javon, you had a good tweet last night. You said, I'll let you guys know when I'm sneak nuking stuff this MLB season. Was this your first more than 1 unit play in the MLB year?
Okay. Yeah, don't be making a lot of those in April, man. But I've considered a couple. That was the first one I pulled trig on, though. Shout out to Jays.
Sure. Chad, how am I sounding? Do I sound crispy? I was able to get the wrench out and finally fucking move this mic stands. We've got it mobile. You would think you would need Hercules himself to get this fucking mic stand fixed, but we got it. Sounding crispy as fuck. Am I sounding better a little bit than I typically have been?
Crispy crabs.
Good. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Like Zaxby's chicken. Let's go, AZ. Underrated, slept on. Nobody ever talks about Zaxby's. Nobody ever gives Zaxby's their flowers. Zaxby's is there when you need it. They got all the flavor choices. You got all the different combos. Slept on. Gets no respect. Disagree? Agree? Counter?
I don't know if I disagree or agree. It's just kind of there. It's good. Good, not great. It gets the job done.
Reeve Tree says it's ratchet.
It's not ratchet. It's just not. I mean, there's better places.
Why is the Jays marked as a loss? It should not be.
It's a dub. It's
actually a dub, folks. W's. That one got slipped through the cracks. That's okay. You know what, guys? 3-2. All that matters is the Mets hits.
Mets also won. Yeah.
The Mets also won that game. Okay, so we've got some issues over here. But you know what, guys? That's okay. I'd rather it be that way than the other way around. You guys think we're scamming you or something. Actually had a pretty solid day yesterday. Okay? 4-1 from me. Javon, 3-2.
4-1, and maybe the PP squares flipped for you. It might have been like the last recap.
I wonder if that was the old charts.
Could have been. Mine's because, right.
Yeah, now. Louis Varland smacked, and I don't
know
if Garcia
hit. I don't think Garcia hit.
Okay. Let's confirm. I think you are right.
Yeah,
yes, he had that score. Okay.
Tigers didn't win. Blue Jays won. Mets won. Louis Varland hit. Garcia did not hit. Yeah.
3-2. 3-2. Okay, Javon, you 3-2 as well. The Prize Pick squares were cake. I can't believe it. We didn't get one of those two. That's absolute piss. Jordan didn't do squat, so he'll probably hit a nuke today. We'll talk about that on Dinger Tuesday. And then Bryce Harper, I think could have taken a walk late in that game. Definitely got close. Almost got hooked. Hate to see it.
Yeah, hook of chew. Rare side sweep and Prize Picks opposite. I don't know if I've ever done that.
Interesting. We got Green Guy coming in, resubbing, have a day. Yes, sir. Let's have a day. We got Nathan Rondo as well, resubbing during the morning after. If you guys didn't check that out, you can go back and rewatch it on YouTube. Mikey was back today. He had Trent on. So go back and rewatch that puppy if you have some time this afternoon on the YouTube page. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, go make your way over there. Takes 3 seconds. You can get around the ads as well. Okay. Harper swung a ball 4. You're goddamn right he did. You're goddamn right we did. Detroit ML, how do we tell him? Yeah, Detroit was never the answer there, but the Mets did come through somehow, some way for me, probably only because they were in this king of the board challenge.
Yeah,
I'm starting to honestly think that this might have some sort of effect, Javon, on the games.
Oh, my.
Because every time I put a pick in, it hits. Every time you put a pick in, it loses. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that's why I strategically am putting nothing that's on the main card on my side of the king of the board.
I mean, you guys should have seen Javon. We sync up after the streams to talk about clips, talk about, whatever the hell we did and, what we want to do for the next day and shit like that. Javon's like, well, we can go ahead and rule out the squad ride. I got 2 units on that. Can't risk putting that in the king of the board. And it worked out. So good move there. Although Toronto, honestly, they won. But if you put them in the king of the board, who knows what would have happened with that play? We needed to see that through the hoop.
Can't be risking that.
Cannot be risking it. Dodgers are 0-100s when I take them. Crabs better stand up. Yeah, who dropped that damn crab emoji? Who dropped it? All right, show yourselves. All right, W Goots, no problem there on the back end. Tigers are moose. Yeah, are you guys getting any bets in for this early game? Speaking of the Tigers, are we taking a little healthy wager on Detroit on the ML in this early game, Javon? That's where I lean. Wanted to talk with you about this before the game starts up in about 15 minutes. Thoughts on fading Gray after he had a legacy start against the A's, but it's the A's. Do you think he's back on track? Do you want to take a stab at Mize at plus Chick? Where is your head at here?
If I had to make a bet in that game, it would be the Tigers. I just really don't know what we're going to get from Casey Mize. It's a mixed bag of what to expect from him. So, I think John Gray is definitely not going to look like he did against the A's. Not that it's a massive step up offensively, but yeah, I really don't want to bet on Casey Mize. It's a wild card there. But Tigers are nothing.
Okay. Why is that total at 7.5? Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing 8s, 7.5, 8s. All across the boards. There really is 1-0 yesterday, so that's probably, part of it as well. Yeah. I don't love that total at all, to be honest with you. I lean Detroit on the ML. Have you seen people taking the Tigers on the ML? Are they a trendy dog today? Have you seen any bets on this early game?
I don't really think I've seen any stuff in this game, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Chat, what do we think? Do we want to sweat out a little Tigers ML? Day sweat? No Adolis, Garcia? That's probably why the line pulled back a speck. What are we thinking, guys? Rangers or Tigers? I kind of want to get a Tigers wager in for the day sweats. Yeah, I've been looking at it all day. Javon, you've got no qualms?
I have no qualms, but I'm not getting involved.
As DeGen immediately locks in Texas, probably watching the stream. That might have been a direct fade, folks. I might have to check on that. All right, we'll stay off of it. Not going to force, but if you guys want a play for this early game, maybe sprinkle on the Tigers. Okay. Maybe I'm done getting cute trying to fade the defending champs. Every time I do this season, I lose coins. Okay, and it's pretty impressive because they're only 9-8. So I'm picking all the games they're fucking winning, fading them, and then I'm not taking the games they're actually losing. Anyways. DeGen's in here. All right, let's go. Lil Nah, I said Tigers trendy dog. Nobody likes John Gray. That is true. Okay, I'll stay off. I do lean Tigers, though. But let's move. Let's groove, Javon. We got a sub bang from EJ Willie coming in hot. Let's go, EJ. Sure he can. Love that. All right. Baumgartner Jackson resubbing. W's. What's up, my man Chris? How we doing, chats? Let's keep the vibes up. All right, the squad ride smack yesterday. Some are saying we're back. Let's make sure we lock in. For today's slate, we got MLB, we've got NHL, games that matter. We're going to talk about them. We've got NBA playing games tonight. We're going to talk about those. If there's action on the slate in any sport tonight, we're going to cover it, guys. So don't you worry. We're going to do the sharp report here in a moment. All right. Javon, any thoughts on the interview that came out with your guy Glasnow? I know he's on the Dodgers now, but did you see any of those clips? Him talking about, him risking injury for Velo because that's the kind of pitcher he is. And, him talking about the Shohei situation. You catch any of that stuff?
I did. I saw a lot of that, and it's a lot of the same stuff. I think he came out and said something a while ago when the injuries were first like a hot topic because he was pissed when they made the sticky substance ban mid-season when that all first happened. So that was cool to hear a couple times. I love hearing Glasnow get interviewed and talk about stuff because it's pretty well spoken and dumbs it down for a lot of us who don't understand it at the level that real MLB players do. But yeah, the Glasnow or the Shohei stuff was weird. I don't know if you caught a lot of that. It almost
seemed like they knew that this was going on, and they were like, it was like he was asking questions like, "Hey, is this normal?" And they're like, "No, dude. Like, you should probably get that looked into." Right?
Yeah, because it was also like the whole thing is that like Shohei had no idea that this was happening like behind his back, but Glasnow came out and said like the whole team kind of felt like there was something shady going on with Ippei, and I just
since he got there was what they were saying.
I mean, that was really weird to me.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, well, seems like it's over. They're moving on. I think it's the sketchiest thing ever, and there's no way that they could have already concluded that it was all him in this 2-week time period. But what do I know, right? I just bet on the sports. I don't have the political power to keep players like Shohei safe when they get caught betting, right? I wouldn't even know if he was doing that. But if I had to guess, you guys probably know where I'd be guessing. Okay. You don't think he knew his best friend was betting with his money for the last 10 years? Come on. What is he, an idiot? He's either an idiot or he knew. So which one is it?
This too. I mean, let's be realistic here.
Yeah, like think about it from his perspective. He knows where those coins are coming from, right? Although he probably doesn't care, you know? But are you taking that much action from a random McGee translator, or are you only taking it because you know it's Shohei's coins? Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff.
Yeah.
All right. We've talked about it enough. We can move on, talk about some plays, but gosh, man, something just doesn't seem right. It doesn't. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about the Sharp Report. Let's just dive right in and cut the shit. I want to talk about some winners for today. All right. We've got 10 plays, 10 winners. All right. Did you guys see the Jonte Porter news? I did not, Rito. Fill me in. Okay. Giants and Miami. All right. A lot of talk about this game, Javon. And for good reason. I mean, look, this game, you've got Jordan Hicks, who's been, pretty nails overall this season as a starter, but how long is that going to last, with stamina and everything? We've seen the Jordan Hicks experiment as a starter fail, time and time again. Right now it's been working, but I kind of want to sell high on the flamethrower against this Marlins team, who is once again a short dog in a spot with Ryan Weathers, who, his ERA is looking solid and he's been pretty good at times, but looking at this total, in this game, moving up from 8 to 8.5. I don't think either of these two pitchers are going to have their best stuff. I really don't. And all it's going to take is one of these two starters to get lit up. And talk about two guys who you're either getting almost a perfect game, complete game shutouts, or the worst start ever, crooked number type, and he's not making it through the fourth. Two names I think of right off the rip, Jordan Hicks and Ryan Weathers. So, these are two pitchers who it's going to take is one guy to have a crooked number in an inning, and I think it's very possible. Looking at that total moving up, I like runs. I don't know who wins this game. I thought about getting cute, trying to stab Miami on the ML here and fade the Giants, but I'm done fading the Giants and I'm done taking Miami on the ML. Instead, let's just hope for some runs for once from these two squads.
Yeah, always helps when you have that moose shit Marlins bullpen in the back end to screw up a game every time it looks like they're going to win. Yep. I guess the Giants has also been really bad too. So you have both of those on your side.
Yep.
So with you.
Good. What do you like about the Pelicans tonight? We talked about it yesterday. They're favored against the Lakers and LeBron tonight. Looks like you're sticking with it, and so am I. Thoughts on the Pels?
Yeah, might have to double down about after seeing some of the chats already saying the Lakers already won this game pretty much. But, we talked about it. I really don't think, first of all, the whole narrative that they don't want to see the Nuggets, I think that's 100% true. It's a play-in game, so they're going to play to lose. No, not necessarily, but I think it'll be a little more lax of a game plan. And when you talk about that, first of all, Anthony Davis is not coming into this game completely healthy. He got banged up in that game that they destroyed the Pelicans last game of the season. So we'll see how healthy he is, and that's important because the Pelicans are god-awful, like at the rim and defending the rim, which is why I don't know why they tried to play like a little small ball with like Zion at the 5 in the last game. Maybe that was just to throw some shit at the wall, hope it sticks, so we kind of see how we match up with the Lakers last game of the season, but they did that and they got gashed in that game. So like now you're going to see a little more Jovel. You're going to see a little more Larry Nance. It's going to be a much different look to where like LeBron and AD aren't just going to be able to rim run for the entire game and, destroy them like they did in the last game of the regular season. So like defensively, I think you're going to see a really big step up from the Pelicans, and how we beat the Lakers. You don't beat them at the rim. So it's not coming from Zion necessarily. It's going to be from a lot of the shooters, which I think the Pelicans, especially when they're at home, because a lot of their shooters have pretty significant home road splits. I think they're in a really good spot for that. So like the spot up Herb Jones, the spot up Trey Murphy, CJ McCollum's been hot, probably going to be a little different now with BI getting normal minutes. So like I think they're in a really good spot. I think the game plan kind of works well for them to adjust after that last game of the regular season. So if you want to take the Lakers at plus tricky, be my guest because I think you're going to find out.
Yeah, this is two conflicting thoughts in my head. I'm sticking with the Pelicans. I'm taking them for 1 unit on the ML tonight. I'm not wavering because it's still the Pelicans as a favorite against LeBron James. Okay. At the end of the day, that's worth a unit for me, and that's not going to change. If you look at the splits everywhere you look, you know where we check out our splits. Mainly, we pay for them to get the good data here, but it's pretty clear that everyone's on the Lakers in this game, right? At least publicly. Twitter, I've seen otherwise. I agree with chat, right? They're saying everyone on Twitter is on the Pelicans. All the sharps are on the Pelicans. I haven't seen a Lakers ticket. I agree. I have not seen a Lakers ticket really either, but all I see is all the data and all the money on the Lakers. I see all that money piling in and the line not even moving a speck. If anything, it's moved a half a point towards the Pelicans, and that's making me like New Orleans even more. So, look, guys, don't overthink it here. I know we've seen a lot of Pelicans tickets. We haven't seen a lot of Lakers action on Twitter. That doesn't mean that that's overall the vibe everywhere on earth with the bets, but that's enough to probably not nuke the Pelicans or say they're, a Megalodon or, automatic squad ride win, right? Still a good play, but it's got to be one unit here. Anytime you see the Pelicans, a team that never does anything in the playoffs, give me a break. With a guy like Zion, too, leading the way, who's had so much, backlash and just chirps about his game and his effort level over the years and injuries and everything like that. They're laying 1.5 against LeBron James, the greatest player of all time. Don't overthink it here, guys. That's worth a unit. Okay, and I'll be on that myself. Give me the Pellies. Awesome. Tell me about the Blue Jackets plus 1.5 tonight. Very curious to hear this one.
This has changed a little bit now. I'm still playing it, but I'm playing the ML now because they're playing the Canes, who this game doesn't mean shit for, and they're minus 230. Now they're minus 150, assumingly because nobody's going to be playing in this game for the Canes. But it's pretty important. Like the Blue Jackets are obviously not playing for anything either. It's just kind of a meaningless end of the regular season game, which like today, I'm going to get involved with a lot of dogs with the Blue Jackets, the Senators, like a lot of them on the board that are the bigger dogs against teams that are not really playing for anything. But like the Blue Jackets specifically, they've been playing really hard, like at home against these big teams. Like if you look at, they just came home from like a weird scheduling, but like a long road stand before this last home regular season game. And before that, like they were taking out a lot of big teams like the Flyers. Not that they were playing their best hockey recently, but they're in the midst of a playoff race. They destroyed them at home. And then a couple of games before that, kind of same deal. So like the Canes, they're built on physicality when you're playing a game, missing some people, of course, but when you're playing a game and you're not really interested in that, it kind of changes the dynamic of it. And I think the Blue Jackets, who are also, I think with today's game, like they're setting an attendance record for a full season, which is kind of funny because they were god awful this year, but fans still love them. They're going to close out a big home opener. I think they'd steal one if you want to call it that. But again, a lot of dogs today with games and teams that are not playing for much, and Blue Jackets are one of them.
Yep. Okay. And we're going to talk more about these NHL playoff implications once we get to the rest of those games later. Okay, we're going to be tempo and pace today. A lot we want to go over. Chat's saying they want the MLB slate. We're going to go over that as well. We're going to talk about the two playing games a little bit more in depth too. Plenty on the slate. All right, we can't spend too much time on one game here. We've got enough to cover. All right, we want to make sure we get you guys all prepped up and ready for tonight's slate. Okay, that's our job here. All right. Pelicans, already talked about them enough. I pitched them. All right, you want to go to Arizona? Tell me why you're taking the Snakes on the ML, why they're biting tonight.
You can just go back to that Mets under, if you're still on that. Or just
you want to do the Mets under pitch?
Oh, sure. I was asking for you. Skipped over.
Sure. Let's hop in. Yeah, Mets under here. We've seen the Mets offense absolutely explode recently. They're back, right? Although Pete Alonso didn't do shit last night, of course, can't make it up. But overall, the Mets offense is back, and the Pirates offense has been pretty solid overall this season. Not as much of late, and I am expecting this Pirates team to die off a little bit. In the coming weeks, I think they're okay. I don't think they're an 11-6 team. I don't even think they're an above 500 team. And in the coming months, you're going to see them, regress. Obviously, this is the Pirates we're talking about here, and then they're going to sell, and it's going to be the same old Pirates, and we're all going to forget about their great start. Okay. The Mets, on the other hand, they've been putting up plenty of runs, right? They had that big comeback win last night, 6-3. They've been scoring plenty of runs. They've scored more than 6 runs in 3 of their last 5 games. That's a lot. And both games of this series, the first game of the series obviously went over. Now we've got this total down to 7.5 with a very underrated arm for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I'm not going to talk about too much because I jinxed him last time when we took him on the squad ride. But this Jones kid is legit, folks. Take notes. If you haven't watched him pitch, it's worth checking out tonight. He is nasty, all right? And he's going to dice up the Mets. Looking at that total down to 7.5 with the juice loose on the under as well. I'm seeing some minus 120s pop up too. And then Quintana going against the Pirates. The Pirates can't hit lefties to save their life this season. They're hitting almost 30 cents below against lefties than they are against righties. So I like the matchup. Who knows how long that'll last, but right now the Pirates have not been able to hit lefties really at all. So I'll go ahead and take my chances on this very, very low under after we've seen some runs from both these teams, especially the Mets of late, after we saw yesterday's Sears opener go over. Here he is.
This guy is crazy.
Yeah, he's fun.
He
He's fun.
played the O's with an afternoon game, and I was just sitting there and pissed, just watching everyone strike out swinging.
He's nasty.
Nasty.
Just gotta
He's
hope
nasty.
you avoid the Turks because he's
He'll
given
give
up
up
quite a few
Turks.
Turks too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just gotta hope nobody's
does
on
have
base for
some.
those.
He's got some Josiah Gray syndrome. He likes giving up those solo shots. He likes giving up those home runs. Those are his mistakes, right? It makes sense. He's a power pitcher who relies on the strikeouts. When he makes a mistake, somebody takes him 450, right? That's how it goes. Any concerns with Jones' reliance on the K and the Mets being very patient? I want to see how many walks this kid's been accumulating. Let's see. Because I don't think he's been walking the park. No, like he's been pretty accurate, to be honest with you. He didn't even have a walk in his last 2 starts. So, after he had 2 in his opener, but that's his debut. I don't even count that. Probably nervous a little bit. Mets are dead last in Ks. Yeah, they put the ball in play. They're patient. They're old. I know. I totally get it. It's not an ideal matchup, but I still think this kid is undervalued in the betting market. I don't think the books know how nasty this kid is. Maybe they're starting to get some respect because now I'm seeing the -105s pop up. And I wouldn't hate a play on the Pirates on the ML here after, they blew the game last night against the Mets. I really wouldn't hate it. I just don't personally want to fade this Mets team right now. So I'm going to go with this under here. I want to back Jones, and I think Quintana will do enough against Pittsburgh, the lefty. They haven't seen lefties well all season.
Yeah, fair. I respect that.
See how it plays out, chat. See how it plays out. We got Shug 28 coming in, resubbing for 13 months. Love that. We got P1 Bets, WP1, resubbing for 10 months as well. Awesome. Javon, take me to Arizona. What do you like about the Snakes?
Yeah, it's a Kyle Hendricks fade. Really, nothing more, nothing less. He's been pitiful to start the season, and not only has like a lot of the D-backs lineup seen him a good bit in a bunch of different spots, but I think they all match up really well with him. And it's not to say I have all that much confidence in Tommy Henry either, but the Cubs bullpen that already kind of concerns me a little bit is also at a pretty tough, usage spot after the extra inning game last night that they edged out the skin of their teeth somehow, some way. They had no business winning that game, which kind of makes me want to lean into this game a little bit more today. So I do think Tommy Henry's going to go up his fair share of a couple runs, but Kyle Hendricks, if he's not like super effective and efficient early, you're going to get to that, Cubs bullpen that's really gassed early in this game, and that's going to be a problem. So another spot, not that we needed it yesterday because Chris Bassett was so good for the Jays, but another tough spot where I think they're going to trade runs towards the beginning of the game. But once we get into that bullpen, I love Arizona to pile on some runs.
We got Big Rob resubbing at the right time here in 19 months. W Rob, D-backs could be a retire Mima Mega Max. He's all in with you on Arizona ML. Love that. Chat, we got a hype train moving and grooving. Let's keep that thing rolling. Let's keep that thing rolling until we do the squad ride. Why not? Get those sub bangs out, all right? Don't be afraid to drop some. Don't be afraid to splooge some sub banks. All right, chat? Awesome. Looks like Dilgod is dealing with some stuff outside of work. That's crazy. Yeah, Dilgod, I'd probably just hang him up and call it a day after that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd be going home, brother.
I think that's when you just call out the rest of the day. You just call in sick or use your PTO, whatever you got to do. Just get home safe, my man. That is wild. That is wild. I don't even want to know. We saw how Chicago tied the game in the top of the ninth, right? Zona by 1 million.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was literally top 5 flukiest wins I think I've ever seen in that game. Not only them tying it on that bullshit in the ninth, but then scoring a run when they loaded the bases and probably should have scored 5 in the top of the 10th. And then the D-backs somehow, some way didn't score in their bottom of the inning. So, that's crazy. And what the fuck, dude? What are we talking about?
You know what we're talking about.
Dude.
He said he's not kidding. What was that? Put that back up there. I didn't see it.
It was a hot dog.
Oh, the gray dogs.
Gray dogs.
Get the gray dog out of here, Goots. God, that was good timing, though, man.
I thought it was relevant. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
That was a vet play from Goots there. I'm not going to lie.
Sick. It was sick, but it was a vet move. Okay.
Yeah.
Mustard on the beat. Yeah, you guys got to know. I mean, I think at that point I was just diversifying the dogs, right? Chat, I'm heading down there. I think me and Goots are heading down there next weekend, actually, for a little Reds versus Rangers action, for a little Nats versus Rangers action. I don't know if we're planning on going to that Wednesday game, Nats Rangers, yet, but we might have to add that to the schedule to do some little dollar dog night revenge. Okay,
Might
the
have
people
to.
might need that. I don't need it. That's for sure. My body doesn't need it. But man, we might not have a goddamn choice, Javon.
Yeah, really might not.
I mean, I got knocked out like fucking taking a punch from Mike Tyson the first time we did it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes round 10. I don't know, Brock. I don't know if I can officially run back that challenge, man. I might be
Yeah,
out of my prime.
I sure as hell ain't doing it.
I might be out of my prime. We'll see.
Prime is crazy.
You going to any Astros or Dodgers versus Nats this week? I think Dodgers is next week, I believe, and probably not because I got to watch my dog at home during those games.
You're not going to a
MD,
Dodgers game, bro.
We'll see. We'll see. We got
That's
a meat sheet live.
so soft. Yes, I snuck that up last couple seconds.
Sneak meat sheet.
Literally a sneak.
Holy smokes! All right, we're gonna pull that up when we get to MLB. All right, let's wrap up this sharp report. W's, just sneak the dog in the stadium. They do pups in the park nights, although he's like 110 pounds. I don't really know how that would work, and that kind of scares me. But that's huge. Krabs is Nats bullpen, fresh or gassed. Corbin under outs.
So gassed.
I mean, yeah, they're gassed because they also just suck. But yeah, both Harvey and Finnegan pitched last night, but they did rest the day before, so they could both, theoretically pitch tonight. But I mean, I keep looking at these pitching charts they're putting up with these guys' numbers of pitches they're doing, day in and day out for a whole week, and I'm like, some of these guys are going to start getting hurt.
Yeah, here goes.
We got guys like Jordan Weems pitching 7 days in 1 week.
Pen chart.
Yeah, the pen charts for the Nats are gross, dudes.
It's crazy.
They're gross.
And they're just bad.
Krabs, how much are the all-inclusive seats cost in Nats Park? Depends. I usually cop them like the week of or the day of, and they typically get down to, about $120, $110 if you buy them resale, which is ridiculous, and that's why I still haven't bought season tickets because there's no need when you can log in and buy. They're literally paying me at that point to drink Michelobs and eat hot dogs. At some points, once you cross that threshold of 3 or 4 dogs, 6 or 7 Michelobs, they're literally paying you, right? They're literally giving you money because the tickets are so cheap and the beers cost $20.
Great deal.
So,
great deal out there.
Yeah, guys, if anybody's ever going to a Nats game, you got to sit in the Diamond Club. They actually took away the Terra Club seats on this road stand. I'm curious to see what they replaced them with, the seats right behind home plate, because Terra might have went out of business, and apparently the CEO is actually on the run. This crypto company or something. This guy's like MIA. They can't find him, so I guess they lost their sponsorship. There'll be new seats in there when they get home from this road stand. I wish I was kidding, but that's like the most Nat shit of all time. What are we doing? My old Rottweiler took a massive dump in City Field. I was so proud of him. That's a crazy message. That's a crazy message, Dead Larry Bird. Not gonna lie.
I bet.
Krabs, Mets bullpen, most likely going to be bottom barrel guys, just letting you know for the under.
I mean, we can check that chart too while we're at it, Goots.
See
what
they're looking like.
Right there.
So that dark red is bad, obviously.
Dark red,
right?
bad.
Dark red, bad. Okay.
I mean, yeah, back-to-back days of Diaz, Rayleigh, and Ottavino, you can chalk that. You're probably going to see Jorge Lopez for sure.
Fuck.
GG.
That's not what I wanted to say.
Maybe a first 5 pivot. It's RotoWire, guys. RotoWire.
Is it the FIS Champions Club? What is that? They might have renamed it to that, Phils. Maybe it's on the website if you looked it up or something. They might have. Are we going to gatekeep this? That's such a geek. RotoWire, guys.
Yeah.
RotoWire. Okay? Yeah, that's not ideal. We're probably not going to see Diaz today.
Guaranteed. I would say 99.99%. I would be stunned if he even is in the bullpen today.
Yeah, that's not great. Makes that weird total. That low total even weirder, though.
Does.
Maybe he goes in for a quick out or two. We'll see. We'll see. Jack, keep me updated on this Tigers game. All right, we're going to go over the entire MLB slate. Don't you worry. Let's go ahead and wrap up this sharp report, though. We still got a couple more plays to go over. Let me take you to Houston. Yeah, I got a little over in Houston. Very curious to hear your thoughts. Might be air. I fucking hope so.
It's about to be air after yesterday.
Yeah, and I think you're going to have that same comments when we get to the Dinger Tuesday segment. But yes, I'm in love with this over. in the game between Atlanta and Houston tonight. So we've got Lopez on the bump. You got Hash Brown on the other bump. Hash Brown has been getting moosed. Initially, first read as a sharp, I looked at this game. I said, hey, I want to back Houston. And then I said, wait a minute here. Those bets don't hit. Bets like that don't hit in baseball. I wish they fucking did. If they did, I'd be rich, but they don't. Not saying I don't lean that way. I do. But I said, you know what? Let's get smart with this one. Okay, let's look at these two pitchers. Let's visualize how this game is going to play out between Atlanta and Houston. Okay, the Astros are 6-12. They're starting to absolutely drown while they're treading water. Okay, it's only going to get worse at this point if they keep the pressure on them. Backs against the wall. They just lost 1-6 yesterday. It's now or never. All right, get the offense going. Overall, they have been scoring runs recently up until that game last night. So I'm not putting too much worry or concern into it. I still like the trajectory of this Astros lineup in recent weeks, or at least the recent week or so. And they're going against Lopez, who, look, he throws fastballs. He's got decent stuff. He's got that .75 ERA. But I know who Lopez is. Okay, Lopez was a busted prospect who the Nats had, who went to the White Sox, who's now in the Braves. He's not a .75 ERA guy. First off, nobody is. But second off, he's not elite, is my point. So I think Houston puts up plenty of runs against him. And, maybe it's not a smart move trying to back Hunter Brown here in this spot on the ML, because the way he pitched in that last game, sure, he might be better today. Sure, his fantasy score might go more then, but he could still give up 3 or 4 runs for that to happen, because that's how low his fucking props are all set at. I don't see a world where Atlanta doesn't, put up a couple runs against Brown, even if he bounces back here and has a little bit of a better start and gets through a couple innings, unlike he could in his last start. I think he gets moosed. I'll be honest with you. I don't think this is the start he gets back on track. Maybe he'll be a little bit better, but I'm not banking on it. Total's up to 9.5, 10 some places. The juice is loose on the over. The splits look great. Big bets are being placed on this over, including myself. I've already seen it. This one's smacking before the 7th inning stretch.
Sure. Yeah. I think Hunter Brown's going to be a little better. It's hard to be that much better against the Braves, especially after, I don't know, both of these teams were pretty ratchet offensively. If much better matchups against really terrible starters yesterday, seems like a prime bounce back spot, and probably not the easiest one for Hunter Brown. So I'm kind of with you. And the world was on that over and or goats props, myself included, in that game, and everything for the most part soared under. So we're about to get bangs.
Yep. Would love to know if the roof is open in Houston tonight, right? Because the wind might not matter if that's the case. But looking at the total, I'd probably guess that it is if the wind's blowing out. Just got a Zaxby's ad. They're always listening, brother. They are always listening. Okay?
Crazy.
All right. W's, Javon, Philly, and Reg. Fuck yourself. Why do you like them to beat the Caps today?
Well, obviously, massive game and fat price, I think, for the Flyers to be laying even at home against the Caps, because usually you'd be able to look at the Caps sling the last couple weeks and say, oh, they're going to get a little line disrespect because they've been one of the coldest teams in the league to end the season, but so have the Flyers. And they've only recently started to, I don't even know if you can call it reemerge, but they've won 2 games because they've needed to win 2 games. And now they need to win this game. Not only that, but they also need to win in reg, because the Caps get a point, it's over. So I'm taking the in reg, not only because I think they do get it done in reg, but also if the game is tied late in the game, they're going to pull the goalie because they can't let the Caps get a point. Because if that happens, then the result of the game is null and void anyway. So you don't have to lay -140, and I think it's like +100 or -105, somewhere around there. But I think in this game, the Caps, they're going to play super conservative. So are the Flyers. It's kind of the way that both of them play, super defensive and tough. But I think the Flyers kind of get a hand up on getting on the attack here, because I've been talking about it throughout like the Caps' little cold stretch. Charlie Lindgren is gassed. So I haven't seen an official goalie announcement. I would assume they would have to go to Charlie Lindgren again. If not, it's going to be Darcy Kemper, who is god-awful. So I would love if they made that decision. I don't know if it's going to happen. But regardless, I think the Flyers get on the attack early and put the Caps on their heels. It's not going to allow them to kind of sink in and settle into the game plan that they need to win the game. So I kind of see that being the way the game goes. And again, like fat price for, I think, them to be laying in a game that both of these teams very obviously need. It's in Philly. Teams on a back-to-back too, and they played the Bruins yesterday, 1-2-0 in a game that, just like the Bucks were trying to avoid the heat in that game, we get to late in the season. The Bruins don't want to play in the playoffs. They don't want to play the Lightning. I don't think any team in the East wants to play the Lightning right now, because they're reemerging, locked out first wildcard spot, and that's who they're slated up against right now. So shocker, they lost last night when the Caps needed a win too. So now they ain't getting it done in Philly.
Couple things Number one, boo. I
Yeah.
hope you're wrong. I hope my Caps somehow sneak in a rebuilding year that they don't deserve, but they've got so much fucking heart, man. How can you not low-key root for that team with all those seasoned vets? Number two, I'm interested to see you taking them in reg because I know that the Caps, look, if the Caps win this game in reg, they're in that. If the Caps win this game overall, they're in, right? Whether it's OT, whether it's in the, regulation time, they're in this puppy as long as they win this
Yeah.
game. Now, if the
Not the
Caps,
Flyers though. Not the
correct,
Flyers. So
correct. Now, if
the Caps are 2 games ahead of the Flyers. So if this game is tied, like the Caps would love it to get to overtime, but if they get a point, they advance past the Flyers at the very least. So like the Flyers, if the game is like 2-2 with 2 minutes left in the game, the Flyers are pulling the goalie.
yes, they are because they have to win in regulation. It's the only way they can pass the Caps.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay, so
that's
now
why
that
I'm
makes a lot
taking
more
that.
sense.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's why I'm taking in reg part. I mean, it helps to avoid
Now,
minus 140, 45, whatever it is. Plus,
yep.
get
And
to
now
in
there
reg.
is a little bit of pullback, but not too much. And also,
Yeah,
let
it
me say
was.
this. That argument goes both ways too, Javon, because the Caps could be trying to park that damn bus. I know they're not home, right, where they thrive in these 1-0 games. It's actually fucking ridiculous how much they pull it off, how often they pull it off 1-0 at home. But it goes both ways as well, right? Like, aren't the Caps down the stretch, if this game is tied, low scoring, aren't they going to just try to park the bus at some point? Because even if they tie and go to OT, they still have a living and breathing chance. Does that sketch you out at all or cancel out any of that Philly and regulation talk?
You know why it doesn't? Because the
Hmm.
goaltending for the Caps that puts a lot of onus on the goaltending for the Caps to be really, really good, which is
Okay.
why, like Lindgren's, I'm still checking to see if we have an official announcement. I would assume it's
I'm
just
not seeing anything. I'm seeing
gotta be right.
Kepper expected, which is
Kemper, like
crazy to me.
well, you would think like usually like on a back to back, you would have to play Kemper, but I don't know today because I mean he's
That's what
been
I'm
so bad.
saying, dudes. You're
It's kind of
telling
tough.
me
So that,
you're
yeah, I don't know what it's going to be, but the
you're
reason
telling me
why, yeah, go ahead.
that the Caps 1 win away from somehow sneaking into the playoffs, Javon. You're telling me that Washington is not going to start their goalie who's been on his head all season just because he played last night? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know the guy's gassed. I understand how much energy that play in that position probably takes up. He probably slept like a baby last night, right? He's probably absolutely gassed. But you're telling me you can't roll him out there for one more day? It's not like he's a pitcher where his arm is going to fall off or he's going to get nerve damage. He's just going to be gassed. Me personally, I know I'm not Shelly. I know I'm not Fruity. I'm not, locked into the ice like everyone else, but just using my sports brain, wouldn't you rather have the goalie who the only reason why you're in this fucking spot to begin with behind the or in front of the nets instead of,
Nah,
the fresh guy
probably.
who's really blown and was supposed to be the guy all year and never was and he stunk? Me personally, I'd rather have the tired guy who's gotten you here.
Yeah,
That's
and I
just
mean,
me. I don't know.
I don't see a world where they let Kemper start, but we haven't seen it confirmed yet, so I guess the possibility is still kind of out there. But yeah, I assume it's going to be Lindgren, and like you said, it's if John Gray striking out the side.
Sure.
Yeah, like the Caps. First of all, one of the reasons I like the Flyers to kind of anti that Caps little sit back and sit on their heels is because I think the Flyers go out really aggressive early in this game, strike first, and then the Caps can't really play that super conservative style like they really want to for 60 minutes. Plus, if they do, what's going to happen. The Flyers are going to rip on a tired, gassed Charlie Lindgren, who, yes, he's had a couple of good performances to put them in the spot lately, but overall, he's played 1,000 games in the second half of the season, which is why, like, when he's getting peppered a lot by teams who are super aggressive and want to win, he's been kind of falling off, and that's why they went on this losing streak in the first place. So that's kind of why I'm sticking with the Flyers, and I think it's if you're going to see a Caps competitive performance, not competitive because the game's going to be competitive regardless, but I would feel a lot less confident in the Caps if the Flyers were not minus 140 or whatever it is at home.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I actually texted the same thing in my group chat with my boys who are Caps fans. I said, yo, is this line looking a little weird? I thought they'd be a pick-em-ish, with how the end of the season's gone. And his response was, well, they played last night. Philly's been resting. Philly's been prepping for this game all week. That definitely obviously affects the line. I think the goalie stuff has a huge effect on the line, right? Let's see who ends up in net for the Caps. I would be shocked if they put out a fresh Kepper instead of a gas Lindgren with how he's gotten us to this point. But
dude, if they
I'm not
put
a
in
hockey shark.
Kemper, I'm doubling units.
Okay. Chat, let's see. I hope the Caps give themselves a chance. Even if he's gassed, I hope they put him out there. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's talk about some prize pick squares real quick, and then we'll move on to the meat sheets. Has to be done. All right. Jordan Hicks, less than 23.5 fantasy score. Somebody tweeted me out this in the AM. I think they might have added you as well. But Jordan Hicks looking like the freest square on earth if you take his more than fantasy score today against the rat shit Marlins. Well, I like the over in this game, and I like it a lot. I'll be honest with you. It's probably my favorite play of the day today. Over 8.5 in San Fran and Miami. And with that pretty close ML, with Hicks with that 1 ERA against Weathers and this moose shit Marlins lineup, I think there's going to be some runs given off from Hicks here, and he's not going to have that elite start he's given for the majority of his starts this season in 2024. This could be that regression start from Jordan Hicks where people start asking questions. Can he be the starting pitcher? Does he have the longevity to go all season in this role? This might be when the wheels start falling off the wagon, if you know what I mean. Because the fact that his fantasy score is at 23.5 against the Miami Marlins, who might be the worst team in MLB history, is fucking hysterical. It's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. And if that doesn't get you to want to fade Jordan Hicks today, I can't help you.
Yeah, that 23.5 is absolutely crazy.
That's ridiculous. I don't know how it's going to hit, but it's going to hit.
And like yesterday with Kyle Harrison, I think went over like under a majority of his squares. The one that I guess kind of convinced me to at least take the under fantasy score with you is the strikeouts are really in the same place as he's had against teams that strike out a lot less and a lot better offenses too. It's at 4.5 at like plus money, which is shocking to me when you look at the Marlins and look at their strikeout numbers. They're not facing a lefty like they were against Kyle Harrison yesterday, but still up there with the worst of them in the MLB, and lines looking free as ever. So that's crazy to me.
Wheels fall off after 3 games, I bet. My guy Geoff. Love the heart, love the tenacity. You find me 3 or 4 starts in a row that were good and successful from Jordan Hicks in his career, and I'll give you $100. You find a stretch where he's had 4, quality starts in a row in his MLB career, I'll give you $100. You can't. He's never done it. He doesn't do it.
It's also like
because by this point, the experiment's usually done, whether it's injury, whether it's fatigue, whether it's performance. He doesn't usually get this far, right?
Yeah. It's
I don't think it's
also
gonna last.
The fact that he's a converted reliever, like those guys early in their experiments with new teams, they're a little inconsistent. And he's had a little stretch of consistency to open it with the Giants, but we'll see if it lasts. These experiments early in the season usually have a couple of slip-ups.
Yep. Marlins bullpen's gassed, and they suck. The Giants bullpen sucks. They're actually atrocious. It's ridiculous. The Rogers brothers, bless their hearts, they're terrible. Runs in this game from the first inning to the 9th. We're never going to be out of this one. Okay, guys? Javon, tell me about Cody Bellinger and why you like him today.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger, which, again, I don't think there's going to be a shortage of runs in that game. The square speaks for itself, but the matchup also speaks for itself because out of all the – if you just look surface level in this game, this one would look really weird. Cody Bellinger's been all right, not great, but it's also lefty-lefty. But if anybody knows Tommy Henry, they know that Tommy Henry, for his entire career so far, has been a huge reverse splits guy, which that means for people who aren't tapped, usually lefties are a lot worse against righties, and that lefty-lefty matchup is really tough. Not when you face Tommy Henry, because lefties have destroyed him his entire career. Early on this season, the story's been exactly the same. So Cody Bellinger, in a game where I think he's going to have plenty of runs, see not only a fully routed out run square, they have a really weird total bases square up there too, and he's kind of the power lefty that I think works against Tommy Henry in that arsenal. So give me Cody Bellinger to cross the plates. Weird run squares have been hitting for the most part early on in the season, and this is probably another one in a higher total game with a matchup that probably looks weird to the naked eye, but I don't think it really is.
Okay. Chat saying he's a local kid. Maybe he tries to put on. Maybe he's got some family coming by. Maybe he wants to put on a show. I don't know. I don't care. I like the square. Look at that shit. It's all red. That shit's smacking.
Yeah.
That's a crab square and a half. Sign me up. Sign me up. All right, guys. W's, take a little screenshot of this puppy mentally, but we will put this out on the Bookit BTL Twitter account right after the stream. All right, so no stress, no fret. You don't got to take notes, but remember some of these puppies. All right?
Yeah.
This could be how you double your bankroll tonight.
Here we go.
Awesome. Let's hop into, you want to do Dinger Tuesday or you want to do cheat sheet breakdown?
I don't know, chat. What do we want to do?
We want the cheat sheet breakdown, chat, or do we want to go the Dinger Tuesday route? What are we thinking? We're going to do both. What do you want to hear first? Let me know. Looks pretty
50
slit.
50. Literally 50
Yeah, I think
50.
I'm seeing more meat. Let's do the meat sheet.
More meat is crazy.
I think I'm seeing more meat. All right.
All right. More
Javon,
meat.
we've been waiting for this moment for months. Seriously, I've had it on my calendar. Make sure you bug Javon to get the fucking meat sheets out. They're finally here. They have finally returned, maybe even a little ahead of schedule, some are saying. I could not be more happy about it. W's.
Yeah.
All right. This could be what we need on a Dinger Tuesday to build the bankroll. Let the people know what you're eyeing around the MLB slate today. Break down this cheat sheet.
Yeah. So I mean, this probably wasn't the best slate, I guess, to get it started, but it's Dinger Tuesday, so we got jobs to do in this household. I guess the home run targets kind of speak for itself. Kyle Hendricks has been god awful. It's one of the reasons why I love the D-backs. You look at guys who have faced them really up and down that lineup, and there's a lot of really good numbers. The two that caught my eye were Christian Walker and Eugenio Suarez. Feels like anytime I back the D-backs, and it's a really good matchup with a non-strikeout artist pitcher, and especially when it's in Arizona too, we get a huge Eugenio Suarez game. So he's probably my favorite look against Kyle Hendricks in that game, and I think will be in a lot of RBI spots, but really like up and down that lineup. I mean, you're going to see a couple guys absolutely torch Kyle Hendricks in my humble opinion. So I'm with him on there. The rest of the guys too, I guess kind of Tommy Henry included, but the next couple guys, like they're guys who are very home run or nothing. So like Hunter Brown was terrible, obviously so far this season, and terrible against the Royals. I think he's going to be a little better today, but I mean, the home run problem is still a concern early on in the season. Doesn't get any easier against the Braves. So he's probably on Turk watch. Same with Jarrett Jones. He can have a really good start, but the barrel rate, hard hit rate is a little concerning whenever he doesn't strike out a lot of guys, which we were talking about with the Mets. That can definitely be a little bit of a problem for him. He's going to give up like a solo shot or two. I see that coming in this game. Same with Lance Lynn. It's probably going to be a lot of strikeouts there in the A's lineup, but guy who I guess could have been on the BVP side of things, who's seen him a ton and has a lot of power, is Seth Brown. So a couple guys in that A's lineup, at least at the top, I think have decent matchups to take him yard. And then Tommy Henry, talked about that. Lefty, same matchups. I do have a guy, not lefty, that we'll talk about Dinger Tuesday, but he might be liable for a little bit too. So yeah, pretty simple home run guys, BVP on the side, definitely heavy on the snakes. Padres too, I guess they're on the bottom, but Profar is one of those guys with pretty solid numbers against Wade Miley today, and they've been really good against lefties so early in the season. That's probably going to continue, I would think. So I'll be taking a look at him too. Then you can go to the bottom, Goots. Talked about that. It's supposed to be a Padres logo instead of the Reds, but really good against lefties. Also walk a lot, which could be a concern for Wade Miley. Seattle and Cincy are going to be playing a game today with Hunter Green, Logan Gilbert. That game might have 25 strikeouts from both those starters in it, because I don't know if Hunter Green case could be any more corp than it's going to be today, because you're playing the team strikes out the most against right-handed pitching in all of the league. So he also may be liable for a Turk or two. It's the Hunter Green we know and love, but strikeouts are going to be there. So that's when he's in his best element. So trust him today. Logan Gilbert, same deal. I can already see Candelario, Ellie, and a couple other guys fanning at a splitter in the dirt. So a lot of strikeouts in that game. And goes without saying, the Rockies are playing against lefty outside of course, where they've been pitiful to start the season. And I don't think that's really a fluke. A lot of these numbers are going to be adjusted once you get more ABs, but I don't think that one's going to change. That lineup's been god awful against the lefty, and Ranger Suarez. I don't love backing him off of the start of the season that he's had necessarily, but that's a tough Rockies offense to stomach against lefties on the road.
Okay.
Wow.
Looks like the Tigers going to lead off triple.
Kerry Bonds.
Kerry Carpenter?
Yeah.
Damn, he had weirdly short home run odds. I wonder where this ball went. Was it a deep shot, Chad, off the wall? Did he almost take one yaya, or was it a gapper or some shit? Let me know. Awesome, Javon. Well, that was music to my fucking ears. Are there any... What is your favorite angle? I guess this is probably the hit. We can watch this puppy.
Yeah, we can watch this real quick.
Out. I mean, yeah, that was touched. That has to be off the back wall. Yep. Okay.
Close.
Nick. Interesting. Guys, if you think odds don't matter, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. That's all I'm going to say. Javon, favorite angle on this sheet for any part of it? What is just your favorite tidbit, your favorite Javon nug coming out of this cheat sheet for today?
Probably the Padres part of it, which I
Okay.
guess is funny because their logo's not even on that nugget. But
That's okay.
yeah, I think Wade Miley struggles against them today, which I guess you could circle that into BVP. But like his first start of the season, which again I don't know how long his leash is going to be today, but first start of the season was a 4-inning. I don't even know if you can call it gem because he didn't pitch longer than 4 innings, but it was against the Reds team who can't hit lefties. Their numbers are very deceiving because they had one really good outing against Aaron Ashby, but yeah, they can't hit lefties. The Padres sure as hell can, and now they're coming off of a situation where I think the offense is going to start to get hot. Big series win against the Dodgers, really good performance last night. You have a lot of guys who have seen him decently well, whether it's Profar, whether it's Bogarts, Machado's in there too. Tatis, I think, has a pretty good matchup. So I think that game in general is just going to have runs in it, and especially like they also are super patient. So if he ends up having walk issues, like we've seen a lot of times, the Padres are going to put him in Moose, and that's another potentially weird bullpen situation because I know the Brewers bullpen has been used a pretty good bit, but they're pretty deep, so it doesn't hurt them nearly as much as other teams. But yeah, that's the game like I couldn't stop looking at because I know Wade Miley definitely comes out and has the random Cy Young performance here and there. I don't know if that's today.
Okay. Well, that's music to my ears. I almost took this over in the Sharp Report for today. I thought that total moving up with these two arms on the bump, Dylan Cease, with how good he's looked in his new team, Wade Miley, how good he's looked this season so far. I was kind of down for that over, and now I might be back to taking that over after hearing you talk about that. Okay.
Sure.
We got runs in Milwaukee tonight. Sure.
Would love to see that.
Like Wade Miley or Dylan Cease, either of those two arms could get lit up today, and all that's going to take, that's all it's going to take for the game to go over with the total that low, right?
I did see Cease is getting bumped down too, if that interests you.
Easy. Huh.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Okay. Chats. Maybe we get some sneak runs in Milwaukee tonight when nobody expects it with those two pretty solid arms on the bump at that total horizon. Yeah. Okay. Love that. Might have to add that back to the cards. Yep. Looks like Jack Leiter making his debut Thursday. That's going to be awesome. Curious to see how he does. I know he's struggled at times in the minors, but rooting for him. We got No Law coming in, resubbing for 11 months. What's up, brother? W's. Hope you're doing well, Beast. I'll catch you next month when we make it a year. Sure. We got... Had to be done. Had to be done. Javon, be honest. Are your Rays a nuclear missile?
Not a nuclear missile. Because I love Savali. I think he's going to pitch all right today, but it's a small margin for error because they're working with some project guys in the pen right now. So we'll see how that plays out.
Contreras run-ins tonight. I'm not fading him anymore, Achilles. I give up.
Yeah, you just got to wait. You got to wait that one out.
He's too good. I give up. I can't do it. Gosh, man. Yeah, your Rays ML and Dodgers ML should be a good parlay yesterday, right?
So always first five for them, unfortunately.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Is it Dodgers running it back? Of course. We're going to talk about that game plenty. All right, let's go ahead and do the Dinger Tuesday segments. Let's get the people some nukes for today. I know it's a very special day. You guys are looking for some sprinkles in the books, and let me go ahead and emphasize that. These are sprinkles. These are not units. These are not half-unit plays. These are sprinks, okay? These are fun lunch money type bets to take the edge off on a Tuesday afternoon, now that it's pretty much only baseball left, okay? We don't have a graphic. That's okay. We'll get one for later, but we do have the odds up, so we can go ahead and take a stab at some of these. I'll get it started off with my first one, Justin Turner, plus 380 tonight. Justin Turner, I thought those odds were really short. Looking like they has not moved at all. Still plus 380. Okay, goods, sure. I thought he was a little bit short, considering he's only hit, I think, 1 or 2 nukes so far this season and has not hit one recently. But he's got a matchup against a hard-throwing lefty who throws a lot of fastballs and relies on him, with Rodon on the bump for the Yankees. And I think that's the perfect matchup for our guy, Justin Turner. I've already seen him turn a fastball high up in the zone, 98 miles an hour from Rodon over the fence. I feel like that's the kind of matchup he thrives against, that high heat. So Justin Turner, I've already seen him go in yaya today, plus 360. I also thought those odds, 380. I thought those odds were a little bit short with how he's been hitting the ball this season.
Yeah, I'm in on that. And I guess while we're talking about it, I might as well go to that same game because I'm running it back with my guy, David Schneider, for similar reasons. Similar reasons.
Sure.
I love to see him. I guess it's a lot of respect because that's how he hits against lefties. He's kind of in there just for this specific purpose. But yeah, a lot of respect. And when I see that, I love it. But like you talked about, hard throwing lefty and Rodon, that's what he thrives against, of course. But it's also a guy who likes to get in on hitters, get in on righties specifically. And that's exactly what David Schneider does. He turns on a fastball, he turns on a slider, which we've seen Turk from Rodon a few times, and he takes that shit to left field. Hits the ball hard. That's all he does, especially against lefties. So taking my shot today in a game where I think Rodon is going to look maybe pretty bad in this game.
I think he will too. Non-biased at all. I think he will too. Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think we get some nukes from both those two gentlemen in this game, hopefully. Plenty of runs to be scored from Toronto. I like their ML as well. I lean that way as favorites against Rodon, who's actually looked pretty solid this year, but now seeing Kikuchi against the red hot Yanks. Sure, Toronto cooled him off, and sure, Toronto's been low-key red hot over the last week as well, but I like Kikuchi as a favorite in that game against Rodon as well. Don't let that get swept. Okay?
Yeah.
Definitely would not hate a first five angle there either. Just seeing Kikuchi as the favorite against Rodon. So I think Rodon gets touched up a little bit too, and the fact that we both have a Dinger Tuesday square in this game confirms that, right? Let's hope David Schneider is a Dinger Tuesday type of guy and comes through for us today like he did last week. Why not?
Yeah, sure. If he's facing a lefty on Dinger Tuesday, you can probably pencil him in my card every week.
Sign me up. I'm in. All right, guys, let's keep moving here. We got a couple more Dinger Tuesday props for today. I'm going with the guy who, Javon, this might trigger him a little bit, Yordan Alvarez. Okay, he took him yesterday on Prize Picks. It cost us some serious slips. That's okay. We move. Can't be perfect. But Yordan, after not doing shit yesterday, I believe he had a goose egg on the fantasy score. He's plus 230 to hit a nuke today. Are you shitting me? Plus 230 in a game where I'm already in love with the over. There's going to be plenty of runs to be had in this contest. And when everyone on earth was on him yesterday and got burned, who's going to want to go back to him today? I do. Me. Sign me up. Yordan Alvarez is hitting a gag. Those odds are hysterical against Lopez with that sub-1 ERA so far. I fucking bet, buddy. But the stuff that Lopez is bringing to the table against Houston today, I mean, that could be perfect for Yordan. Absolutely perfect. That changeup, high velo on the fastball, Yordan could take either one of those. Yeah. Fade Lopez today, take the over in the game, and I've already seen it. Yordan, after everyone backed him yesterday, going yard today.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts to say or to push the button, but yeah, he's going to be probably hitting your donkey today, unfortunately.
Yep. All right, what else you got?
Taking another guy on the Cubs, like Bellinger, for a little better matchup reasons, but Dinger Tuesday in that game, I feel like you got to get a little weird, which this one isn't as weird as some people think, because Garrett Cooper, who I'm taking, has actually been one of the most consistent hitters for the Cubs, weirdly. And he's in there to destroy left-handed pitching, of course. But he's also, like, he's not a guy who hits the ball hard or has, like, a high exit velo typically, but right now that's how he's hitting the baseball. So, like, guys like him and Michael Busch have been the rocks of that lineup for God knows whatever reason. I'm not taking Michael Busch today, but wanted to go to the grave with Garrett Cooper, especially because even though, we have reverse splits, Tommy Henry on the mound, he's going to give him a lot of soft stuff in, a lot of breaking stuff, which is exactly what Garrett Cooper thrives off of. So this game, I really like him too. He also has a couple of squares up on Prize Picks that I think are a little weird. I don't know if we've seen his total bases up all season, high total game, so it is what it is. But definitely a weird square to be up there, and I do like his matchup. So I'm in on the little crazy Garrett Cooper shout. Plus, 475 up there?
Sure. Why not? Garrett Coop. I was watching a game a week or so ago. He hit 2 in one game. I think it might have been like 10 days ago, but don't sleep on Garrett Cooper's, guys. He's got some pop left still, right? When the matchup's right. For a guy who obsesses over lines, how do you not know Yordan is at that every day? John, when Yordan hits a gag tonight, I'll Venmo you half for you to shut the hell up. Does that work? Sound like a deal? All right, John? Let me know when your show starts up, John. All right, I'll tune in. Javon, we got one more Dinger Tuesday prop, I believe, to wrap up this segment. Sure. Somebody asked what the Toronto plays were early. I guess they just joined. The 2 Toronto plays for Dinger Tuesday would be Justin Turner and Davis Schneider. Okay, those are the 2 Toronto guys. And then we just went over Yordan and Garrett Cooper. So let's wrap this puppy up. I've got a Dodger for tonight, obviously, against my guy Patty C's. It has to be done. All right, this guy can't be perfect. And he's actually been, okay at times so far this season, but that ERA is still at 8 because he gives up that damn crooked number bad inning every single fucking start. Imagine how bad that inning's going to be when he can't stop the bleeding against the Dodgers tonight. Well, the guy leading the way is going to be Mookie Betts, who's been cracked so far this season, hitting nukes left and right. Talk about short odds. I mean, he probably deserves it against a shitty pitcher, but plus 285, I think the shortest odds, I believe, in this game, paired with Joey Gallo, who also might be hitting it tank tonight. Sign me up. Mookie Betts leading the Dodgers in home run odds. Sure, he probably should be at this point with how he's hitting the ball, hitting nukes pretty much every fucking week. Couple week, to be honest with you. I like Mookie. I like his matchup against the lefty. It might even be to start the game because we know how bad Patty C can be at times in that first inning. This could be an early one, folks.
Could be. I mean, if Patrick Corbin is at his worst, he's getting moosed in the first inning.
Yeah.
So I'm so in on that.
Gallo could not be stopped last night. Tore glass now apart. Bro, Joey's shown signs of life this year. I'm not giving up on him yet. He still strikes out half his at-bats, which is just hard to watch, but and he's still hitting $180. But we'll see how it plays out. Let's give him a full season sample size. Let's see what happens. Why not?
Yeah, give him a little bit.
Maybe Corbin can help break his streak. Sure. Or Corbin goes for 10 Ks. That'd be something. Well, he does pitch better against good teams, so shit.
Yeah, if only he was facing the Dodgers during the day.
Yep.
That would have been his only saving grace.
Yeah, then I would not be taking this Mookie Betts home run. But the fact that it's during the night, late night type, Dodgers getting embarrassed recently. They lost 4 of their last 5, I believe now. I mean, you can't be losing the game to the Nats. Grow the fuck up. I think their bats are absolutely alive and well tonight against Patty C's, and Mookie Betts is leading the way.
Yeah, short.
Wrap it up, Javon. Take me to your last Dinger Tuesday, Geyserman. Who you got?
Yeah, I wanted to take somebody against Grayson Rodriguez because he has had his share of home run issues. Yeah, sorry.
I'll be boots on ground.
Cash the under half a second from Goots popping up after that comment.
Under half a second was mortal lock of the century.
Goots, you're going to the game.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay. Yeah, get your ass over there. You better get there early too.
Oh yeah,
okay?
I'll be there.
You haven't been to the park yet this year, have you?
I haven't once.
Good. All right. Well, it's a beautiful day out there.
It is.
Perfect day to do it.
No hail over
let's
here.
Hope we can get you a win. Let's hope we can get you a win, and we could get a Javon home run Dinger Tuesday prop here. Why not? Let's get that.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. How about we do that? But yeah,
in this made-up world.
In this made-up world, we can let it happen. But yeah, Grayson Rodriguez had his fair share of home run problems. So when you face a team like the Twins, you're pretty liable for 15 strikeouts, but you're also pretty liable to give up a solo nuke or two. And there's a couple of guys who are really good at doing that in that lineup. King Julian is one of them who I considered, but wanted to go with Alex Kirilloff, which it's a little, I don't know, I don't want to say risky, but it is kind of risky because if they pull a lefty out of the pen, he's probably out of the game. But taking it off of Grayson Rodriguez anyway, so I don't really care if he misses on a fastball or doesn't get that sinker in. That's what Kirilloff is really good at, pulling to the right side. Obviously, I think you'd want a lefty. You don't want to take a righty in that ballpark, really, even though the Orioles have had a couple go over the wall, I think, in that series with the Brewers to left field. But I wanted to take a lefty. Kirilloff's my guy. I think he matches up the best. Wouldn't be shocked if we get a King Julian nuke or maybe even a sneak Carlos Santana performance. But Kirilloff is my guy for this game. I think you're going to see him try to get him in on the hands. And that's not going to work because he's going to pull it over that massive wall and right.
Dude, I'm not going to say his name. You're welcome.
He's not playing, so you're good. I don't even think he's on the roster.
Man's in the lineup every 2 days. So
yeah.
Well, I dropped his ass. I'm trying to
get him out of here, dudes.
People are asking for a Dinger Tuesday pick. If I would pick an O in my plums, Mountcastle. But an actual pick, I took Christian Walker 5 times last year. You want to guess how many times he hit?
0.
All 5.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes. So he's my GOAT. He hasn't hit a home run in I think it's 10 games. So red out chart, give me Christian Walker.
Wow.
Damn, you're the Christian Walker sharp? You've been gatekeeping this the whole time, huh?
I just like the guy.
Dude, Twitter needs you. Twitter takes Christian Walker every single time he laces him up.
Yeah, apparently.
Holy smokes. All right, Goots. Let's make it 6 for 6.
I wake up early every Tuesday, get on a call with my friend. We go through the games. We do yes, maybe, no, and leans. And then we just rip through it and pick guys. It's a
Jordan
holiday
might
for me
be-
every Tuesday.
Might be tapped.
Might
dude.
be.
Fucking dialed, Goots.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Awesome. Well, we wrapped up the Dinger Tuesdays here. All right. I do want to talk about the NBA games really quick, and this is perfect timing because we got Trent hopping up here. Goots, do you mind playing that tweet I sent in the private chat? I think the people need to see this one.
You're telling me 25 times I bet on Anthony Davis this year, and not once, not one time, did he respect my coin? Are you fucking kidding me? This blows my mind, dude. I've never seen anything like this. The disrespect for my coin out of this man all year long is on a new level. I can't even wrap my head around the probability of this being real. This is real, folks. I might need to hang him up, boys. This is a whole new level of new shit. I don't even know what to say. Like, this is the worst I've ever seen out of anybody, ever, in any sport. So you're
0-25 this season. And that's not 0-25 lifetime. That's 0-5, 0-25 and 1. Just this year.
Yeah, I saw some dude tweet out like, "Yo, go comment a screenshot of a player that made you the most coin this year." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm curious." And this is what I see.
You go log into Pickett because they do have cool stuff like that where you can track
They
like,
do.
you know, leagues and sports players that you profit on or suck at, right? You load that up, you try to find something cool, seeing a player that you are, you know, cashing on all the time. And this is what pops up first, huh? Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, how's
I
it
don't know.
possible?
I don't know if it's with him in a slip, or if it's
him himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that I think of that, I don't,
It's
regardless,
him. It's him anyway. Slip, straight, anything. Pretty sure.
I
regardless,
think
Yeah,
it's
but-
got to be if the slip with him in it turns green.
regardless, he's cursing my slips because none of
That
them.
might be true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Insane, dude.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
you bet on
Crazy
him in what? 30%, 33% of their games this season. You had him in something. That's impressive too. You took him in 30% of the games.
He definitely nuked him multiple times in one day, a couple times.
So not only did you go 0 for 25, 0 for 26 actually, you took him almost every fucking night. Once a week. That's crazy. You know what, Trent? Maybe you'll get your lick back. Or maybe you fade him come playoff
Please
time
don't
here.
fade
I don't
him.
know. What are
Don't
your
fade
thoughts?
him.
Are you going to take an Anthony Davis square tonight? Are you going to fade a square tonight? Are you keeping him off to the sides? Where's your head at right now?
I'm keeping him off to the side, bro. Fuck him.
Okay, you're not betting him. Yeah, that's fair. All right. We talked about the Pelicans game. We like the Pelicans today. Javon, any thoughts on Warriors and Kings? The late night game, 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT.
Yeah, I really don't love anything in that game. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to get involved there. So that game feels like not that all these games are not crapshoots technically, but that is one that I just want zero part in.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say what I said yesterday when we talked about this game. I lean the Warriors, but my body won't let me do it. My body won't let me click submit for the Warriors to win that game. So I do lean that way. I'm going to stay off that one and enjoy it. The NBA play tonight, though, folks. Pelicans ML. Has to be. Has to be. Okay. Awesome. Javon, you want to power through this MLB slate and the games we didn't touch on really quick? And I'll
Sure.
chime in for some plays I have as well or that I like, but there's probably a couple left that we didn't touch on.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sure. Take us through. I guess we could start in Philly.
Starting Philly, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to take anything there, but it feels like
Okay.
this is the day that Philly shits on the Rockies after, a lot of people got busted on the run line yesterday. Now you have a team who can't hit lefties on the road facing Ranger Suarez and Austin Gomber. Much different matchup than they had yesterday, so it's probably Philly by a million, but I ain't taking it.
Okay. Already talked about Miami. Like runs in that game.
Yep.
Tampa. You think they win, but you don't want to lay the minus 150?
Yeah, really don't. I think
Okay.
Savali, it's the same matchup that I felt kind of weird about with Savali first time around, and they won the game, but he went under every single square that he had. Kind of getting that same feeling today. Just the bullpen game on the other side makes it so weird.
Okay. That's fair. We'll stay away. Toronto ML, is that a lean for you?
Yeah.
to lean for me as well. I might end up playing it. What about the Sox game? And we got Whitlock on the bump against Bibi. The total opened up at 9. It's down to 8 now, but weird opener, I thought.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen this under a lot, I guess, today so far, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if I necessarily hate it, though, because I think you get a pretty big bounce back start from Tanner Bybee and then Garrett Whitlock. I see the spams in chat about his squares. They're definitely pretty weird. I'm not a huge Tanner or Garrett Whitlock believer, but definitely not a big believer in this Guardians offense either. So I guess I'm kind of leaning more on the Bibby bounce back starts.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I initially liked that over when it opened up at 9. Now that it's down to 8, I'd probably take Cleveland ML. So I think I'm with you perfectly there.
Yeah.
Mets and Pirates, I like the under. Javon's got some concerns there with Jones maybe giving up some nukes.
Yeah, I'd probably go first 5 under.
First 5 under. Okay. Get rid of those shit bullpens too. All right.
Yeah.
Padres Brewers. We talked about that game potentially going over. I might have to add that back to the cards.
Yeah.
What about the POD Trophies game?
I mean, I don't think they're losing, to be honest with you. Hot take.
Okay.
White Sox are rat shit. I debated throwing a Royals Red Wings Bozo pack on the Sharp Report, and that's probably sneak getting out of the card.
Okay. W's. Chat, this is why you stick around to the end. You get Javon sneak wagers, and those ones hit.
What was that? What was that sneak wager?
Red Wings Royals Bozo pack.
Hmm.
Second I say Bozo pack is fucking ears perk.
Literally jumped out of his seat. He flew.
I hate Shelly, bro. I knew that the Red Wings were free as fuck in overtime. He told me not to take it, and sure enough, it was free as fuck.
Shit.
It's every time with Shelly, bro.
I bet.
Trent runs in Atlanta and Houston tonight.
I'm literally, I have the same exact card. I mean, I have to. I have no choice.
Okay. Sure.
Fading the Nats again, huh?
I mean, how the fuck do I not?
You do have Yarbrough, I think,
This series,
on bump.
Trent. Do you remember the Pirates series from last year in LA?
How could I forget?
This is literally that series round 2.
I know.
I got caught up in it too. I was on the fucking Dodgers every which way yesterday, and you and me on them together. I mean, that completely mushed it. So, won't be fading them today. I'll be sitting back and watching Patty C get destroyed. But fuck, man, this is what happens when you have
Let me know what happened here.
The Dodgers and they lose their 4th game in 5 days. As Bola gets decapitated.
Did you hear my Cy Young top 4 candidates?
What do you got?
In the 1 spot, we got Darius Vines.
Okay.
Number 2, we got Spencer Spaghetti Noodle.
Okay. Yep. Armageddon or whatever.
Number 3 in the running is Cal Quantrill.
Good.
And just right behind him is Peter Parker on the Nats.
Okay. Yep. Peter Parker, who, by the way, looks stoned as a gopher in every single image I've ever seen of him on the feed yesterday or in his interview. The guy looked like he took the pure Shenandoahs. Okay. Maybe he's one of us. I don't know. But my guy was locked in. He was smiling more. Yeah, he was locked in. And he was throwing 96. That guy throws 93 apparently. And he was up there throwing 96. He probably had so much adrenaline running. That's the only reason why he found success. But you know what? We'll take it. Insane game. You're telling me that fucking dude shuts down the Dodgers? First time a Nats in his debut, starting pitcher, earns a win since Steven Strasburg back in like 2011. Yes.
Crazy.
Dude, that is a real stat.
Incoming Crabs playoffs sneak wager on the Nets.
Goots, fuck you, bro. As soon as you came in and said Nats ML, I knew this shit was fucking fun.
Yeah.
Oh, man. RIP Hezbollah, chat. RIP Hezbollahs. Any other hockey plays that you wanted to touch on, Javon? I know you went over your donkey. You went over, your little, cute Caps fades on Philly and Reg on the ML, right? Were there any others that you had to put people on notice? Obviously, that Red Wings ML parlay you were just talking about, that could be a parlay piece. Anything else?
As much as I would love the Red Wings to lose, they ain't fucking losing.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if you want to take dogs today, you take CBJ, you take the Sens, you're making coin. One of those two are winning. Probably both of them are winning. But yeah, other than that, I'm taking those 2, taking the Wings in a Bozo pack, taking the Flyers and Reg, and I'm calling it a night.
Dubs. Love that. I hope you're wrong about the Caps, man, but I'll be honest, I didn't hate your reasoning. I didn't hate it. Okay.
Fair.
All right, chats. It's about that time. We've got to smack another squad ride here and stay hot after we got off the Schneids. I think we've hit 2 in a row going back to Friday. Could be wrong, though, but at least we got one yesterday. Let's make it another
Yeah.
one. Goots, run that shit. I want to see that train. All right, chat. Lock the fuck in. We got NHL. Very important games at the end of the regular season. Okay, we've got NBA play-in games. We've got MLB. We got everything. All right, lock the fuck in. Javon, where do we start? Favorite play today? Go.
You got to start with the Pels, fortunately.
Okay. Pelicans ML. Pelicans ML. I'm in. What else?
I mean, people may not like to get involved in this game, but I think the Blue Jackets are winning a hockey game today.
Yeah.
I feel very good about that.
I mean, that odds move is just absurd.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Third string tender, I think, announced, and you're gonna have a shit ton of starters out, which wasn't anticipating like the Canes playing everybody in this game, but with the initial price that it was at, I had a little hope they were gonna play some guys, but game's meaningless to them. CBJ's at home where they've been pesky. It's their job after a long road stand to do it tonight.
You know what, Javon? I'm in. This isn't a play that's flashy. This isn't a play that gets the people excited or riled up. But to me, it sounds like a winner. You sound very confident in it. I love the play. I love the spots. I love the line move. Let's put them in this fucker. I'm down.
Do it.
I'm in there. Columbus on the ML because the +1.5 is way too juicy at this point.
Yeah, +1.5's cake now. We're just going straight for the ML.
All right. Good. MLB. You like any of my wagers? Either the over in Miami, the over in Houston. You like either of those two plays?
I mean, certainly like both of those. The one that
So do I.
I kind of can't stop thinking about that we kind of agreed on was that Padres Brewers over too.
Yeah, I have zero qualms putting that in here.
Yeah,
Zero qualms.
Between those three, you put your foot down for what you're feeling good about.
Okay. San Francisco, Miami over has to go in there. That one just
Okay.
I can't stop thinking about. We'll put that one in. You'd probably say you like the Brewers over better than the Houston over?
Yeah. The Brewers over was very close to making the card for me today. So yes.
Okay.
I'm here because rumors spawn that someone's on belly run. Yeah, Han's probably going to be POD. Belly's crossing plate.
I'm down to take that over in the Padres and the Brewers and fade Dylan Cease and fade Miley with that total moving up. Let's put that in there.
In.
Wow.
Half.
Can you check who's responsible for the only Tigers run of the evening?
It's got to be Riley Green, rookie auto.
I'm sending that shit to SBR ripped.
Okay. It was Riley Green. I can confirm. All right. Well, good for him finally doing something. Shit. And I'm pissed I didn't take the fucking Tigers on the ML, man. That's looking like a good bet. I hope you guys did in chats. We'll see how it plays out. Still a lot of ball game left. Okay. Right now we've got the Pelicans ML. We've got the Blue Jackets on the ML. We have the San Francisco Miami over 8.5 and the Padres Brewers over 8.5. Now, a couple plays that stood out to me that we talked about that might not be on the sharp reports, but I really don't want them to get swept. Toronto on the ML, the more I looked at that and thought about that, I started to like them. That and Arizona as well are two probably that we could pick between. Maybe we throw one of those in there and we go about our day. How do you feel about those two plays?
I mean, I'm very down for the D-backs, as you know.
Okay.
I like the Jays, but I'm straight taking my money and running after last night, not getting greedy.
Okay. Same. Fading the Yankees twice sounds like piss.
Yeah, probably is.
Okay. All right. Arizona ML to wrap this puppy up.
Yep.
Sign me up. Chat. 5 plays, 5 winners. You got 2 minutes to lock in your vote over here on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, get your ass over here. 0 excuses. It takes 3 seconds. All right. Type in Bookit Sports on Twitch and you're there. You click 3 buttons. Twitch, search bar, and then the live button. Hop back over here. Get your fucking votes in. I want to see 100 for the winning squad ride play. No excuses. Coming off a win yesterday. Bring the energy. Nobody's sitting back. Taking the poll off today. I need votes and 100% mandatory attendance from everybody in chat here. All right. No excuses, no reason why we can't have a couple hundred votes for the squad rides. All right. Get involved. Lock in your favorite play today. The snakes could be biting.
Snakes could be biting.
Snakes
Jackets
could
could
be
be blue.
biting. Wow. Snakes could be biting. They are an early favorite in the squad ride poll here, but we still have about a minute and a half. We'll see how it shakes out. It's still early. Okay. Pelicans ML in second, but still a lot of ground to make up here, guys. A lot of ground to make up. The people want to bet on the snakes. The people want to bet on the snakes. I don't blame them,
Hendricks
you.
is moose.
Yeah.
Hendricks is so moose. Pels might be flying. Jackets might be blue. Yeah, don't be afraid to go to the ice, chat. Don't be afraid. Plus
Don't
chick.
be afraid.
Another look at Dinger Tuesday on the
Oh,
graphic.
there we go.
There we
You
go,
wanna-
Goots.
There
wanna
we go.
lock 'em in.
Goots. That's what I'm fucking
There we
talking
go.
about. Get your votes in for the squad ride poll. Sprinkle your Dinger Tuesday plays. Lock the fuck in. Make sure you take Trent's no home run lay. It's his most profitable bet of his career.
Dude,
Don't forget
Trent's
about
been-
that one today. Coming
Trent's
off a loss,
probably
too. I like it.
splooging at crab section.
Crabs, bro. I look at your section and can just tell you that it's not hitting, bro.
Okay.
Are you putting
Okay.
Trent? Are you putting those two gentlemen in your no home run line?
They might. If Devers playing, yeah, he's playing.
Probably, yeah.
Feel free, Trent. Throw those in there. Why not? Don't be afraid to add all three of them. Okay. Chat. It's going to be the Snakes.
It's so
All right.
soft.
Maybe Trent could get behind a little Arizona ML late night parlay pace, or even just a
So
straight bet, guys,
soft.
for the squad.
Oh
rides.
wow, Goots! I got something for you to pull up. I made my debut. Hold on, let me
On
send
MLB the
it.
show.
No.
If you're DMing something, send it to the BTL account.
All right.
Word. Chat, while we wrap up here, though, and see what the hell Trent's trying to pull up. Diamondbacks on the ML for the squad ride today. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter. Okay. As always, you need to be responsibly tailing the squad ride for a unit every day, or else it's pointless. Okay. Pointless. Got to tail it every day. Goots is already geeking at this. This could be good.
Made my debut.
This
I
man.
bet.
This could be good. You tell. Oh, there he
Oh, my
is. Sure he can. Sure he can. You're telling me I have never won a bet on Anthony Davis the entire fucking year. Yep. That's what they're telling you, Trent. That is exactly what they're telling you.
My debut,
It's
Crabs.
impressive.
Debut.
I'm proud of you, Trent. Look,
Big
you've put
day.
in a lot of hard work over the years. You're finally getting rewarded. Okay.
Aren't
I'm happy for
you?
you.
Aren't you? Didn't you get a debut appearance once?
I don't think so. For
On my
actually, I
trip?
might have had. I don't know. I don't remember, dude.
I know
swear you-
Fruity was on there.
Maybe it
earlier
was
this year.
Fruity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah, I don't know if I've
Christ.
been on the BR one, but usually people just call me a piece of shit on the fade. I'm usually getting the retweets. Anyways, we got a sub ban coming in from Zach, extending his subby for 21 months. Love that. Chat, we're taking the Arizona Diamondbacks on the ML tonight. Squad ride, great vibes. I switched the hat and all. All right, Javon's got the orange shirt. We're in uniform. All right. What better team to go back than the Arizona Diamondbacks? The Snakes on the ML. They're biting tonight. Watch out, chat. If you're not tailing them, you better at least stay off. All right, because the Snakes are getting it done at home. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter. Stick around for the Surge stream starting up right now. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be seeing. Peace, guys.
Super Jet.